Lebanon abstaining. The new sanctions are being called the toughest and most comprehensive measures against Iran. Washington's ambassador to the UN, Susan Rice, described the sanctions as, quote, tough and precise, while accusing Iran of violating the Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT.
With the passage today of 1929, the Iran sanctions regime now becomes the strongest, most comprehensive sanctions regime in the world today. It imposes binding new bans on Iranian investment abroad in nuclear facilities and activities. It bans whole new categories of weapons to be imported into Iran.
Turkey and Brazil expressed their serious disappointment, saying the Council had not relied on diplomatic efforts to resolve the issue or provided enough time for the fuel swap initiative to come to fruition as a cornerstone of efforts toward a comprehensive resolution of the dispute. Iran's UN ambassador hailed Turkey, Brazil, and Lebanon for their votes. Mohammad Khazai stressed, however, that, quote, no amount of pressure and mischief will be able to break Iran's determination to pursue and defend its legal and inalienable rights.
I think the resolution today disappointed the Iranian, Turkish as well as Brazilian, because the Tehran declaration was going to and intended to open a good opportunity for the other parties to show their seriousness and goodwill and to attract the trust of Iranian. So it was a big mistake to adopt this resolution.
Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad has reportedly called the new sanctions pass as, quote, worthless, saying they should go into the trash bin. This is while Ambassador Khazai accused the U.S., Britain, and Western allies of abusing their power at the Security Council to attack Iran and stifle its scientific progress. The 10-page sanctions resolution also reinforces economic, high technology, and military restrictions against Iran. Afaf Kanja, Press TV, United Nations.
Turkey's Prime Minister says the fresh UN Security Council sanctions on Iran are, quote, a mistake. Recep Tayyip Erdogan insists that Iran, Brazil, and Turkey's nuclear fuel swap declaration was a diplomatic victory.
What happened in Tehran was a diplomatic success, and when we called them, they told us what you achieved is considered a diplomatic victory, which we congratulate you for. Why did they say no? Why are you in such a hurry? But until now, Iran has committed to its pledges. We do not want our partners to make similar mistakes, because history won't forgive us. The future generations won't forgive us.
Erdogan made the comments at a summit of Turkish and Arab ministers in Istanbul. He also once again stressed that negotiations is the best solution to solve the nuclear dispute between Iran and the West. Erdogan said Ankara will continue its diplomatic efforts to resolve those differences.
Strong condemnation. That's how the fourth round of sanctions against Iran have been met by Iranian officials.
Those
countries that have atomic weapons and used them in the past are threatening others with those weapons. Those countries are issuing resolutions against us under the pretext that maybe we will make an atomic bomb in the future. But they should know that their resolution is not worth a penny to the Iranian nation.
When we come to the nuclear issue, what they have to say? What was wrong by Iran?
And people in Iran also denounced the sanctions and believe they won't be able to stop their country from moving forward.
Sanctions will not affect us whatsoever. So far they have passed fourth round of sanctions.
Our progression is increasing day to day. Our nuclear scientists are continuing their activities, and God willing, they will move forward in all fields. I don't think that sanctions will affect us.
There has been a plethora of reactions to the sanctions against Iran around the world. Brazil's President Lula da Silva has criticized the approval of the resolution as a mistake. And Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez has condemned the Security Council resolution in the strongest possible words.
Why doesn't the Security Council sanction Israel? You realize the cynicism of the U.S. and its allies in the world? Israel massacres and murders don't fulfill United Nations resolutions.
But the sanctions have been received differently by the U.S. and its allies, including Israel.
We were very pleased by the action in the Security Council.
These were the most significant sanctions that have been imposed.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has welcomed the sanctions, and he has called on all countries to act on the sanctions, including those targeting Iran's energy sector. But many analysts and political leaders believe that the sanctions will have no effect on Iran's progress, since the country has already been subject to U.S.-sponsored sanctions for decades. They believe diplomacy is the best way forward.
Thanks for staying with us.